no Facebook advertising training is complete without reviewing how the advertisement campaign is going to be like in the next few days. So if you have followed all the training up until now, I just want to say congratulations, you have been taking action. And still, what is uncertain is what's going to happen in the next few days after you launch a Facebook ad campaign. And I'm going to show you how I take a look at my Facebook ad campaigns. How do I decide which one's winning, which ones we should kill off, and what do we do after that? And this is something that a lot of marketers don't really teach in their training, or maybe they kind of reserve it for the next level of training, okay? So with that said, I'm taking a look into one of these simpler accounts right now. Even though the conversion rate or the currency is in Malaysian ringgits, that's not important right now, because this can be in US dollars, it can be in pounds, it can be in euros, it's still the same thing, okay? Now, this campaign is a purchase conversion. That means we are doing a direct sale from FB to a sales page, all right? And one thing you want to take a note of right now is the window of time. So at the top right, this is currently at today's date. And if you click on the top right pull down, you can see what happened yesterday, the last 7 days, or last 14 or last 30 days, or whichever window you want to do. Or you can even do a custom range as well, okay? Now, if you take a look at today, you can see that there had been 3 purchases with a return on ad spend of 2.88, which is pretty healthy, all right? To me, anything above 2 is pretty good. If you get higher than that, then it's even better. It's not uncommon for people to get a rather high ROAS, or return on ad spend, all right? So here's the thing. One of the common mistakes that beginners make, or they kind of chicken out, is that when they don't see results in the next 1 day or the next few hours, or they spend a little bit of money, then they chicken out, all right? So you don't want to be making that mistake. And you got to give Facebook some time to not only understand your offer, you got to give it time to learn about it and show your advertisements to enough people, all right? And on a human level as well, you know, sometimes people have not heard about you before. They might not warm up to you just yet. And don't be surprised that normally for a lot of campaigns that get started, it doesn't do well, okay? If you do well initially, then more power to you. But I want you to know that even on an expert level where people are making millions of dollars, they will always tell you the same thing, where the first campaign usually doesn't perform very well. And this is where you need to tweak and be patient, all right? So as a rule of thumb, I normally tell people to run their advertisements for at least 3 to 4 days at the very least, okay? That means give it a time, run for 3 days on a budget of 5 to 10 USD a day. If you can put in a little bit more, that's up to you, but 5 to 10 USD a day, let it run for 3 to 4 days, all right? There are some people that will run it for a week before making a decision, but right now I'm just going on a bare minimum at the moment, and let's just say this has been running for the last 4 days, all right? So I'm just going to put this in the last 4 days. And as you can see here, this campaign is doing a 3 times return on ad spend, which is pretty good, all right? But tell you what, let's go to the ad set level, and I'm going to show you what is my mindset when it comes to continuing the advertisement or not, okay? So on an ad set level, this is step number 2. We're going to see that not all of them had actually performed. Like for example, if you look at this ad set which was already turned off, okay, so I had turned this off earlier, you can see that this has ran for maybe I think like almost 3 days, and it got no results, okay? So I turned this off initially, all right? Now, we have another 4 more ad sets that are performing right now, and if you look, take a look at this one, this is doing a return on ad spend of below 1. Now, some people might give this a chance, but let's just say you've decided that anything below 1 is practically you're losing money, okay? Because I spent $77 here, I've only made 67, so I'm losing $10. Again, it's up to you at this point. Do you want to still give it a chance? It's okay, but let's just say we've given this enough time. I'm gonna turn this off, all right? So it means that this targeting is not doing well, whereas the others are, okay? Now this is doing really good, this is doing good as well, and as for this one, okay, this has only ran for a day because this was newly created, so it's fine. I'm gonna give it maybe 2 or 3 more days, all right, to perform. Whereas as for this two is doing good. I'm just going to continue, all right? Now, let's take a look at this particular ad set. So I'm going to check this box, and even though it's got 7 purchases, let's take a look at the advertisements right now. So there's a minimum of 2 advertisements running right now, and the winner here is video number 2. And the myth about Facebook ads is that people think that if you're giving it $100, it's going to distribute 50-50, and that's not true, all right? So what normally happens in the next few days is that you're going to see something a bit more disparaging where more money gets funneled into this than the others, okay? Now this is a little bit more even at the moment, but I want you to know that typically the ad spend will be quite lopsided, where maybe more would go into this and a lot less into this one, all right? So in this case, I might consider turning off this advertisement because it's not doing as well as the other one, or rather Facebook prefers this advertisement. So what happens here is that I can choose to turn this off right now, and right now I will be running only one ad. Again, if you have watched my previous videos, we do not want to be running only one ad. In fact, you should have a minimum of 3 advertisements. But when I did this, this was done in a rather hurry. So you want to create 2 more advertisements to compete against this current winner, okay? So yeah, that's pretty much my mindset when it comes to split testing, when it comes to finding the winning advertisement. And again, I think by now you have found out that it's not so much about finding the audience anymore. I think finding the audience is not a problem nowadays, thanks to Facebook's really smart learning machine. But what is your message, okay? In fact, if we take a look at it right now, you might notice that I always talk about the cost per result, or the results like purchases in this case. If you want to take a look at the other metrics like click-through, all right? This is doing above 1% easily. So people are clicking on the advertisement. They are interested, all right? Click-through in bracket all. This is supposed to be double of this amount at the very least. So you can see it's very, very well, okay? Number of clicks is not really a lot just yet, 45, but we can tell that the sales copy is converting. Cost per 1,000 impression, if you're targeting the US or tier 1 countries, you're considered pretty good if you're doing $40 or below. If you're targeting Southeast Asian countries or maybe third world countries, $10 US or below will be pretty good. So this, if I convert, this is more like 5 USD, which is very good again, all right? So these are pretty much healthy stats. I turn off this advertisement because this is not performing after like 3 to 4 days, and I would come up with another 2 more advertisements to compete with this one, all right? So a minimum of 3 advertisements at any given time. I would say if you want to go for more, a maximum of 5. I don't recommend anything more than 5, because anything more than 5, Facebook will struggle to look for the winning advertisement, okay? So yes, that is my mindset when it comes to split testing, when it comes to tweaking a campaign and optimizing for that matter. And I'm just going to double back a little bit to the ad sets here. You might notice that I had turned off 2 ad sets. Doesn't mean we're just going to stick with this 3. If you want to spend a bit more money, you can create another ad set and run some more advertisements. You take care.